What's going on, B3? How are you? This is a fun, short, sweet, to the point, cool podcast we're doing today.
Yeah.
We just got off of 2 badass days, and I'm still fired up about it. We had a blast. Next Level You is what we've kind of evolved a lot of our training into, and it's a 2-day event we did at the Hilton here at Tampa Airport, and we just packed the room with really badass agents from our company and a bunch of other companies.
Yeah, we had I think over 70, and I think at least 25 are agents that came from other brands.
Just to check out what we're doing.
Just to see, just to learn, just to go to that next level.
What I thought would be interesting to do to touch on today is I got a lot of emails last night, which is really cool.
Yep.
Kind of thank you and talking about what the takeaways were from those 2 days together. Action packed, and I know their brains were melted.
Yep.
And so I just kind of put bullet points down, just kind of talk about the things that we actually went through. Sorry about that.
This guy's got so many doodles on this piece of paper. I don't even think there's actual words on there.
I write in hieroglyphics, so all right, there we go. Composure, Puma, let's go. I feel like getting a library giggle in here for no reason.
Yeah.
All right, never mind. All right. Good thing we're not live.
I know.
All right, there we go. Just kidding. All right, we're back. Inside joke walking around, literally. All right, so that didn't help much. All right, so the oh, feeling so mature today on live broadcast. All right, so
all right. Well, Jonathan, edit that out from our final version.
All right, sorry about that. Sometimes you need that. It feels good. It's a cleansing in a way. So,
yeah, I think you guys are getting more views. It's just a podcast and you guys laughing.
Okay. We had a lot of fun.
We did.
All right, so back to the point at hand. The feedback from what we got wasn't funny.
No, it wasn't.
But it was awesome.
It was actually really, really enlightening.
So I just went through about 10 of the feedbacks from last night and look at all the bullet points I got from that.
You can't read any of them, but they're there.
I can read it. All right, so here's what the major takeaways were from this whole event, which is pretty cool. Basically, what we really kind of did was it started out saying, there's a big slide that says, let's talk about the elephant in the room nobody wants to talk about. And the elephant in the room is this market is shifting, and in many markets already has shifted. Nobody wants to admit it or talk about it.
Yep.
And so, and if your market hasn't shifted yet, good. Then take advantage of what you have now so you're prepared for when it does. So we spent a lot of time about the art of listing property and figuring out how to be able to thrive and not just survive in this whole marketplace. So the art of listing is one of the ones that we talked about. So I don't know what your system is, but I think what you really need to pay attention to is that you have one. Because one of the biggest takeaways that I saw repeatedly from the agents is the difference between getting deals versus creating an actual business, right?
Yeah.
It's because here's what happens most of the time. You get a deal from your sphere.
Yeah.
And you close it and you're like, oh God, now I'm brand new, I gotta find one. And you stumble upon an expired and you close that one. And then you get a walk-in from an open house. And then you close that one. And then you gotta scramble and find a FSBO. So you're deal hunting, but you have no consistent piece. You have no consistent flow. You have no consistent business. So one of the biggest takeaways was kind of streamlining where you are and what you're supposed to do. So you can go on a quarter by quarter basis and have predictable, duplicatable results.
Yeah.
Right. So that was one of the biggest takeaways was the actual art of listing property, which we went into major details on it. The other thing that came across a lot is we spend a lot of time on self-awareness. Right.
Yes.
We talk about it a lot with you, and we talked about it a lot over 2 days. And it's knowing the personality profiles and the styles.
Understanding yourself, what you're going to be good at, what you're not going to be good at, how you're going to be perceived by other people.
And also we did
respond to
some
that.
prejudging and labeling, which is really not nice to do to people.
Especially people we don't know.
But we did it because, guys, the honest side of this world is you judge people all the time and you're being judged by people all the time. And let's just call out the way it is. So can you spot a high D person coming into your open house and then a high I and an S and a C, and then really tweaking up your sensory acuity? Are they visual? Are they auditory? Are they kinesthetic? And learning how to really see who's going on and understanding yourself and your the ability to connect and relate to other people.
Yeah.
That rolled into also to bios, because bios and descriptions on properties we spend a lot of time on too, because do you know who's looking at your property on Zillow or Realtor.com or Century21.com or whatever you're on? You have no clue.
No
and
idea.
Do you know who that is? Are they a high D? Are they a high S, a C? And doesn't matter, are they visual, are they auditory, are they kinesthetic? So if you think about your property descriptions right now online, they were written in probably your mode. Your mode's not wrong, but your mode is written for you, and you're not the only buyer in the universe.
Yep.
So if you want to use some skill sets, we actually really stretch that out and be appealing to the D, the I's, the S, the C's, the visual, the auditory, the kinesthetics. That was another one I saw over and over and over and over and over. And then we talked a lot about tribe, right? You know, we're building our tribe. You're part of our tribe. Thank you for being part of it. And it's understanding what makes the tribe and what are the characteristics and traits that people are kind of brought up with and raised and kind of part of the DNA, which causes them to like and trust other people.
Yeah.
And by using the self-awareness for you, being able to realize what other people are doing, it helps you figure out which way you're, are you going to be liked? Or are you going to be repelled? And it's really the underlying aspects of how you deal with yourself and your tribe right there. A couple other ones. Let's talk about scripting. We spend a lot of time role playing.
Yep.
And going through the processes. And what do you say to a FSBO? What do you say with the expireds? How do you deal with the just listeds? What do you do with presenting offers? How do you work with the buyers? How do you walk them through your process? And what I think was kind of cool, and I remember you were talking up there with us about this one, the difference between the 738 and the 55%, right?
Yep.
Where most people stress out is over the words. Right?
Yeah.
You talk to a for sale by owner, you're on a listing presentation, and you're freaked out about what should I say, what do I do, how do I do that? And by worrying about the 7% of communication, you're missing the whole 93%, which is where the money truly is in the connections. And that's the body language and the tonality, actually how the words are actually sounding. Which what I found kind of funny too, which this came up a lot too, is people didn't realize how important the tonality really is. And if your voice tone goes up, if you pull the upswings up at the end of a sentences, how that completely blows your responsibility and credibility for everybody out there.
And this, you know, if you really, and this is what I think everyone in the class came to the realization of, is it happens every single day, right? And when you think about it, like with my wife, if I'm talking to her and we, you know, I can tell when she's mad, right? Just by her tone of how she answers. Right. Yeah, 100%. You can feel it. But if I said, hey, I'm going to go do this, and she goes, it's fine. I know by the way she says it's fine, if it's really fine or not. She says, all right, great, that's fine.
Well, you've been conditioned over the years. You know
well, 100%. But my point being is, you do this with your spouse, you do this with friends. How you respond is indicative of your mood. But the tone that you're putting on those words, you're doing this every single day, and you're doing it with your clients too. You just don't realize it how important it is and the impact that it has.
A couple other things that were really important. We're going to go deeper into these in future podcasts. And then also what we made the overwhelming decision because of how awesome this event was is we're doing a quarterly event, Next Level University, every quarter. And we'll probably be at that Hilton at the Tampa airport. It's easy for people to get in and out. We have people in from out of town. And we look forward to watching that tribe growing. And basically our vision for you and our hope is that we bring enough value to you to come hang out with us. There'll never be charges for these things. It's just growing the tribe. And it's figuring out how are we going to set up you for the next quarter?
Right.
And what's your business going to be and how can we make it simple and fun? And so talk about don't reinvent the wheel. Follow the scripts. Do the presentations that work. Deal with the tribe. Work with your, understand who you're working with. No commonality. Right? Do not be a commodity. We talked a lot about the commoditization of this business right here. We talked about the 3 ways to really connect with people. That is really an unbinding ability there. Agency, my gosh, we spend a lot of time role playing in different scenarios with agency and presenting offers and doing the things that we have there, and buying, right? How do you buy the properties? What do you actually do with that there?
Yep.
There's so many more things here. And so we promised ourselves we're going to do
Yeah,
a quick podcast
we said we
here.
were going to keep it at 10 minutes today. And so I think that's what we're going to try and do.
So you don't get the rest of these bullet points until the next time.
But we will go through this next week. We're going to go through these things more in depth, kind of one by one almost.
I would have been able to get through this list if you didn't uncontrollably lose your shit and start laughing.
That was not my fault. That was entirely your fault. But hey, enjoy a good laugh. Hopefully you laughed with us.
And a lot of you are watching who are at our event. Let us know some feedback and some things you want us to elaborate on a little bit more that will help you. And look forward to bringing you guys more values.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
See you guys next week.